Unsere erste Speakerin habe ich schon gesehen, sie ist schon vorbereitet, sie kommt gleich mit dazu. Wir bekommen nämlich jetzt direkt die Venture Capital Perspektive mit, und zwar ist Michal Hendel Principal beim globalen VC theDock, und der investiert eben konkret in maritime und aber auch logistische Technologien und hat dabei Investoren aus den verschiedensten Ländern dabei, also beispielsweise aus Deutschland, aber auch aus UK, aus den United States, aus Griechenland, Japan und Singapur. Und in ihrer Keynote beschreibt sie jetzt gleich ganz konkret, wie sich eben dieser VC entwickelt hat, welche Rolle eben auch deutsche Innovationen in dem Portfolio spielen. Also es ist eine wachsende Rolle, aber was genau sich da ändert, erzählt sie uns gleich noch konkret, und auch die Rolle von AI, darauf geht sie nochmal insbesondere ein, und damit switche ich auch die Sprache, denn wir werden diese Keynote auf Englisch hören dürfen. Und with that, a very warm welcome, Michal. You're already here, so you're invited to stage now to join me. Yeah, I say the stage is yours. Very warm welcome from our side, and we are looking very much forward to hear your insights and your keynote. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Okay, do you hear me well? Hi. Hello, everybody. First of all, Juliana, Johannes, and startport team, thank you very much. I'm honored to be here and take part in this collective journey towards the future of logistics and innovation digitalization in the sector. So let's start with a quick question. Who is here above 45? Okay, we're all beautiful and young at heart. Okay, so I believe that everyone who is above 45 probably knows that long call, long distance, and internet and the international calls back then could cost hundreds of dollars. It was on February 1995 that a very small company from Israel called Vocaltech introduced the world the internet phone, okay, which totally disrupted the sector, this conservative legacy telecom sectors with the ability to talk over the internet. Today we all know Skype and WhatsApp that become $1 billion company. But the fundamental for this voice over IP ability and the ability to mass communication over the internet was laid back then by a few pioneers from all the world, One of them was Vocaltech from Israel. Okay, and I was very lucky and honored to participate in this company from day one and take part in the journey of shaping the future. This gives me a segue to everything that I do ever since. Back then, internet was a buzzword, very much excitement. People were afraid, was confused how to make money out of this. Nobody realized what the .com revolution will do. And the future was still ahead of us. Fast forward. Now, today, AI is a buzz, but AI is the most powerful levers that we see these days. I believe that we are standing at the edge that AI-driven disruption will especially affect logistic and maritime sectors. And the future is still ahead of us. So, honored to be here. I'm Michal from theDock, and I will share with you theDock's view on the future of logistics and maritime. theDock is a venture capital firm. We are focusing on maritime ports, logistics, innovation. Capital investment into startups is an important piece of the puzzle. How do we cut through the noise, figure out what's real, what's valuable, what will really transform the industry, and what is just a hype? This is a VC job, and this is our job. I would like to share with you theDock's playground, okay? The core domains that we are focusing on. So when we first started theDock, naturally we gravitated towards the maritime. technology, especially because the founders, Hanan and Nir, are former naval officers. In fact, in the very early conversation with Maersk, you all know Maersk, yes? With Maersk, we come thinking that better fueling, voyage optimization, and anything that has to do with the on-vessel technology will spark them. But actually, what really sparked them was the logistic layers, the opportunity to connect sea to shore and ports to final destination. This was a major lesson for us. We discovered that shipping companies, terminals operators, weren't just talking about vessels and routes. They introduced themselves as logistic services company. So while our roots under the maritime, our focus expanded quickly to the supply chain. We moved for the left side. I hope it's the left side or the right side. From the left side of just sea tech to the right side, where the vessels meet the terminals, the containers meet the cranes, and the supply chain stretches across sea, shore, rails, and roads. So we see multimodality, port operation, heavy freight, the first mile of the supply chain. And across all these, of course, the challenges of sustainability, cybersecurity, and safety. So we say that theDock, we tie the knot. We are in the intersection of the demand from the industry users who are pushing for digital solutions, and the entrepreneurs and the startups building bold, intelligent products, and the growing wave of tech-savvy talented entering the traditional maritime and logistics sectors. This gives us, theDock, the visibility to vast majority of applications and solutions that are now moving toward the adoption in the maritime and logistic innovation. So the question is really the industry ready to adopt innovation? We've been asked these questions back then when we just founded theDock, when we launched theDock. And what we did, we start screening and closely tracking M&A's activity, IPOs, and strategic acquisition across the maritime and logistics space. And I must tell you that the numbers are rising, okay? There is a clear increase in meaningful exits, consolidation, and strategic investment. This trend is not just interesting. It is a baseline signal to show that both strategic investors and financial investors not just exploring, but actively committing capital to innovation in this space. For us, it reinforces what we believed a while ago, that this is the right time for VCs like theDock and others, that the journey is underway. And actually, the fact that we're here today, sponsored by Startport in Duisburg, with the support of the industry, speaks for itself. As a vertical fund, the one that focuses on specific sectors, like us, the maritime and logistic, we build deep connections with the business leaders across the industry. That is by design. When we first launched theDock, we aimed to have a mixed balance of financial and strategic investor, but we ended up with a strong majority of leading industry players from the shipping company, from ports and terminals operators, from Japan, Germany, Singapore, Greece, and beyond. For our strategic investors, or for the strategic investor, it's not just about returns. It's about access, early exposure to promising startup, first look rights at emerging technology, co-investment opportunity, and insight into what the market is heading and where it's heading. So here you can see a few companies we're proud to work with as LPs, co-investors, or customers of our portfolio. Europe, and especially Germany, is a key player for us, with partners like Alanext, Peter Dule, Oldendorf, Bernhard Schulte, and others. and we are always looking for the next. And just as importantly, this network that you see serves as a platform for us for market validation. Okay, when the startups come over with a solution, we can quickly test if it's solving a real pain or just a hype. Okay, when the partners show readiness to engage, to hear more, run a pilot, or become a design partner. So this is a quick view of our portfolio, the startups we invested in, and as you can see, the main focus is in the supply chain solutions, with cases, strong cases for the maritime ports and logistics. I will name a few of them: WaveBL for digital bill of lading, Panion that's supporting the infrastructure behind electrified fleets, Voltify, electrifying freight trails to complete the green supply chain corridor, DriveView enabling enhanced autonomy for yard trucks, combo optimization of turnarounds in yards and ports, and Opsima, smart maintenance of critical capital equipment. Outside of Israel, Germany has become one of our most active innovation hubs. Companies like OceanScore, Panion, and Flowfox are German-based. Okay, so this is our daily life, okay? The deal flow. Okay, our business is to meet founders, review solutions, and filter through the huge volume of opportunities in a very risky and very early stage environment. The market standards for VCs is something like one investment per 60 to 70 startups reviewed. So yes, for us, it's a bit like kissing a frog to find a prince. In the dock, we evaluated in recent years around 1,000 startups. From those, 100 made it deep to deep due diligence process, including feedback from the industry partners. And then a few dozen made it into the shortlist. Ultimately, we invested in 10 to 20 startups. And we hopefully hope that we've chosen wisely, and in the next years, we'll be here to share a few success stories. So, what is the source for all this deal flow that we meet? So a key source for the deal flow is the global growing economy ecosystem of early stage innovation in the maritime logistics. Today, there are over 40 accelerators, hubs, private VCs, and corporate VCs active in the space, serving as a bridge between early stage solution to the real industry needs. Hundreds of startups enter this ecosystem every day. At theDock, we aim to skim the cream and select the few outstanding investment opportunities, sharing them with our network partners, and hopefully choosing the winners together. And I must say that the startport cohorts, they are a very high qualified source of deal flow for us. The startups are well prepared, relevant, and connected to the industry needs. So this is a big chapeau for you, Yannis, and the team. And this is a deeper look into the ecosystem and how we operate. Whenever we invest, we do it alongside co-investors and partners from around the world. Because the truth is, it takes a village to nurture and scale a global technology company in this space. It's not easy to get the trust of the different partners. Success doesn't come from one fund, one investor, or one connection. It comes from a network of co-investors who brings complementary value to the table. In every deal we do, we are joined by others who complete the picture, whether it's access to follow-on capital, go-to-market expertise, corporate relationship, or geographical reach. The world is simply too big for any single investor to cover it. And that is why we actively in theDock build bridges to make sure that the founders have what they need for the next stage of growth. And now let's talk a bit about AI and automation, okay? So we've seen automation in logistics and maritime for decades, okay? But the AI introduced something fundamental different. It doesn't just follow the rules, it refines them. This difference is more than technical. It changes how decisions are made, how systems improve over time, and how companies gain competitive edge. AI continues to transform the way business operates, and its influence on the maritime and logistics sector is growing. Okay, this comparison actually is being taken from an article that we recently shared with our LPs, so if anyone would like to get this article, just contact me later on. So this is a more close look about the difference between classic automation and AI-based systems. So I've been in IT for few decades, and I've designed and developed several automation platforms. Automation meant structure workflows and procedure, the classic if A, then B. It was very deterministic. You had to think of every possible use case in advance just to make sure that the process won't break. Today we are seeing real revolution, okay, where the AI from a rigid logic is more reasoning, intelligence, and enhancing automation, enabling adaptive decision-making and reshaping automated processes. I think the amazing models like ChatGPT is my BFF, by the way. I don't know if any considering as a BFF. Looks like just the beginning of what's possible, and the true impact is still ahead. If automation helps logistics move faster, AI will help logistics move smarter. So this is again from the article we published. This demonstrates the DOC portfolio companies, the one that have AI in the core of their solution. As we can see, AI is importance in the sector. AI is like a force multiplier. I will give a few examples. I'll start with Orca AI. Orca AI, it's what we called pure maritime tech company. Orca AI leverage AI for the maritime safety and efficiency to avoid collisions, support the crew on the bridge to navigate in high traffic waters in a greater confidence. Orca AI is a leader in its market and with clients like MSC, NYK, and others, and recently raised $72 million in the B round because they are moving towards the acceleration of autonomous shipping. I will also mention OceanScore for Germany, transforming maritime emission and compliance reporting, EU, ETU, EU, ETS, and e-fuel, EU fuel, with machine learning that provide precise voyage-specific insights. Okay, they are enabled 4 times greater accuracy than the industry standards, and they're helping banks, insurers, and freight forwarders to make smarter ESG decisions. At theDock, we are in constant learning process. Our core team brings decades of experience in software entrepreneurship and innovation, and we have also spent the 7 years learning deeply about logistics and maritime alongside the venture industry itself. We believe we are now among the leading VCs globally focused on maritime and logistics. And we are currently gearing to our next fund. So we are always looking to connect with founders, investors, and industry partners to exchange ideas and explore collaborations. So you are very welcome to reach me by email, LinkedIn, or just here at the event. I'm really love to continue this conversation. Okay. Okay with time?
Yeah. So thanks a lot, dear Michal, for your insights and that keynote. And if you have any questions, please put them now into Participy so I can read it out and ask Michal that question. But as she already mentioned, she will be here and is looking forward to the exchange via email. So maybe in the aftermath there are some questions you can also ask those via email, and I will check one last time if there are any questions, and we don't have a question. So thanks a lot, dear Michal, for your time here. Very warm welcome.
Thank you very much.